Respected dear family members, my pranams to you. Over the last few months, we are watching, we are reading, and some of us are discussing about some issues which are generally very cheap in nature. At the same time, we are forced to discuss about it. We are forced to critically evaluate about it exclusively because the leftist parties, the Congress, the so-called intellectuals and the media are propagating the messages in such a way that they want to create a biased, false impression. Say for example, as far as Ghar Wapasi issue is concerned, even though Ghar Wapasi is not at all taking place nowadays, the impression is created that throughout India, such an issue is taking place. It is a burning issue in which a total prohibition or banning of conversion is not possible. The intellectuals, the leftists, the Congress, the media tells total ban of conversion should not be done. The Christians and Muslims should get their freedom to convert the Hindus into their fold by hooks or crooks or by any crooked treachery or cheating method. All these intellectuals and the political parties and the media stress that the reconversion should be prevented. Why only one way it is possible? Why the reverse is not possible and not allowed? Simple logic nobody can understand. Only conversion from Hindus to the other fold is okay. Reverse should never be done. If it is done, it will affect the so-called secularism, so that anybody from anywhere at any time can convert Hindus into Christianity. Obama has never told anything about it. Still, the newspapers propagate the news in such a way that Obama gave a warning to Indian Prime Minister and India that secularism should never be affected by reconversion. Obama has never told that one. I was fortunate enough to listen each and every aspect of each and every word of his lecture he delivered wheresoever. So the media, intellectuals and the political parties are very specifically stressing that Hindus can be converted into, Hindus can be forced to convert into other religion, but reverse should never be allowed, because if the reverse is allowed, then the secularism, the secularistic nature of India will be affected. If one way is allowed and other way is not allowed, it is the biased approach. And another approach what we are saying about Indian scientific heritage, everyone want to declare that India do not have any scientific heritage, justifying the scientific heritage or the so-called pseudo-scientific explanation from Ramayana, Mahabharata or Purana will be deviating from the truth and essence and the fact. So one should never claim that the Puranic and the Itihasic knowledge are science. This is what the intellectuals, the communists and the so-called media stress and propagate. But it's obvious and it's so simple to know that we in India have got hundreds and thousands of scientific literature, mathematics, purely mathematics literature, purely astronomical literature, purely chemistry books, health science. Why not mentioning about it? And they want to create a cover in such a way that no Hindu, no Indian should feel proud of the scientific heritage of India, and bluntly propagate that there is no heritage at all. If at all some heritage is there, they are all pseudo-scientific heritage given in the Puranas and epics. Unfortunately, our true scientific and technological knowledge existed here. When we write to the media, they do not even publish it with proof, even if we show that. But remember, 3 years ago, one person from Kerala, one Mr. Dr. Givargis, working in Manchester University, he uploaded many Kerala Indian theorems, mathematical theorem on calculus, and that is now available in the website of Manchester University. At that time, the Hindu newspaper, Indian Express, and all Malayalam newspaper gave that news in the front page, first page, saying that Indians discovered the calculus, and Dr. Givargis has proved it and uploaded it in Manchester University website. The same intellectuals, the same media, the same newspaper want now to tarnish Indian scientific heritage, maybe fearing that if somebody says that India has got scientific heritage, it will become beneficial for the RSS and BJP. So bluntly tell the daylight lie and propagate the information or the pseudo news that India is only a religious country. Absolutely nothing existed here in the name of science and technology. The media and the intellectuals want to create such an environment that nothing supporting Indian heritage should be told, nothing supporting Hinduism should be told. If M.F. Hussain draws the picture of naked Saraswati, Lakshmi, Parvati, Bharat Mata, Hanuman or Sri Raman, it is his freedom of expression. No Hindu should protest it. Hindu should suffer all these things silently. But why M.F. Hussain did not draw the picture of naked mother of M.F. Hussain? He could have drawn the picture of his own naked mother, naked daughter, naked sister, or naked Congress leaders, naked communist leaders, or their children. Why they not drawing the picture of naked Jesus Christ, Jesus Virgin Mary? It is not allowed, but anything can be done against Hindus. That is the freedom of expression. And that M.F. Hussain is given an award in Kerala. Luckily he did not stay here and he went outside. So the freedom is only one part. The freedom to convert Hindus into Christianity. Other is not permitted. That is the rule of the intellectuals and the media. Telling that there is no scientific heritage and rejecting all the proof of scientific heritage is the one aspect allowed by the intellectuals and the pseudo-secularists. And you can draw anything, you can say anything, and you can do anything against Hinduism, but the same thing should not be done against Christianity and Islam. That is not permitted. This is the freedom of expression, doing anything. Similarly, the Kiss of Love. Kiss of Love is sponsored by Mathrubhumi newspaper in Kerala, and they will never allow somebody kissing their own wife, their own daughter, their own sisters. But the Sadachara police, the people taking the protest in their hand and working against the Kiss of Love, if that is wrong, that I will say it is wrong. The law and order should not be taken by the people in their hand. Agreed. But remember that kissing in the public and others should not look into that. That is also equally wrong. So if you have got the freedom to kiss in the open road, then naturally others have got the freedom to look into that also. So the freedom is not one way as per the media or intellectuals and others. But remember that you as an individual should fight to the fullest level possible against the so-called partial, biased, one-way freedom. The freedom means freedom should be both ways. Obama never said anything about secularism. He never said anything about the so-called Garvapasi. But people want, the so-called newspaper wants to create such a cloud and target a group of politicians and the leaders, and fearing that what will happen if all the state assembly election, one party win the election and come forward. So they are afraid of their chair, their position, and the fraud conducted for the last 65 years. They want to continue that. A patriot should not get generated in India. One should not become a patriotic person. One should not become a nationalistic approach having person. You should all be the burglars of India. You should all be the thieves of India and do anything against India, and that will be supported as the supporting of secularism, expression freedom, and so on. But I am very sure that people will be thinking about it and giving suitable reply, even though those replies are not published in the so-called secular newspaper. The truth will remain, and majority of the thinkers now started fighting against the kiss of love in Kerala. Only the Mathrubhumi newspaper who sponsored the kiss of love now got isolated. Now the politicians, the film stars, and the cultured people, including the leftist, they gave up the kiss of love, and those who sponsored it got themselves isolated. Now there is no kiss of love. Like this, whatever is to be survived will survive. Whatever need not be protected or survived, the nature will never allow it to survive. Remember that it is our duty to support, to always propagate the true message in an unbiased way, in a truthful way. If the mistakes are the mistake conducted by both parties should be labeled as mistake. If somebody committed the mistake, that only will be labeled as the mistake and crime. If the same mistake and crime committed by other people, it will be labeled as freedom of expression, freedom of religion. What we could see in yesterday's newspaper, particularly the so-called nationalistic newspaper Mathrubhumi from Kerala, as a shocking, literally shocking articles, editorials in the name of the Martyrs' Day, the death anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, all targeting one group of people, all targeting group of people, and creating an image in such a way that India is facing such a crucial, terrible, problematic situation which the people should come forward to prevent. And remember that truth will prevail. Satyameva jayade na amrita satyena bandha vidado devayana. Pranama. Thank you very much.